We were trying to take the high ground at the Po River, and we ran into some heavy resistance, and the Germans brought Tiger tanks down and overran us, and our company commander at that time did not want to be responsible for wholesale slaughter, so he surrendered our group. There had to be some radios in camp someplace. You know, they were, of course, they were not supposed to be, but we did get some news. And I have to tell you, Hauptmann Wilhelm, he was a German captain, and he was a pretty nice fellow, but I was walking down through the barbed wire one time and had my head down and I didn't see him and I didn't salute him. Boy, he raked me over the coals. And then he says, "No," he says, "you're going to see a change in the war." He says, "Warmonger Roosevelt is dead. You're going to see a big change." And that's the first news that I knew Roosevelt had died. If people could know what a prisoner goes through, to be put in a barbed wire enclosure for months at a time and try to keep your mind, was quite a thing. I have clippings in there. They said there was 110,000 prisoners in that camp of all nationalities. We counted the days and we discussed a lot what it would be like to get back home. And I didn't have a girlfriend, or I wasn't married, but there was a lot of fellows that were married. And some of them, before they were taken prisoner, had got Dear John letters. And to see the hurt, it got to you. But there's so many people were different. Some that bothered and some of them bad. We have a good friend that left with us from Webster City, and after we got back home, it was too much for him, and he took his own life. What we had got out of our Red Cross parcels. Mostly that's all we had to trade. The work details that went out, we gave chocolate bars and cigarettes and whatever was in our Red Cross packages to get us some bread and eggs and more potatoes. The night before, we'd heard that the Americans were coming. So another guy and I, a friend from Webster City, we stayed up almost all night and we didn't hear anything. But the next morning, they started firing, and the first thing they did is take down the church steeple in the little town of Moosburg, because they used those high points for observation. And about 9:30, 10 or 10:30 was General George Patton's 14th Armored Division come in, and the 47th Tank Battalion of that division was the ones that liberated us. And oh, that was quite a day. And the German guards all walked back to their office and stacked their rifles like the Americans do and stood in formation as the Americans come in, and they marched them away. All but one old man. And that afternoon we looked up and there was this old guard, very old, still walking his beat, and he had his old dog with him. And somebody got his attention and went out and got him and brought him in, but he was faithfully walking his beat.